Hello and welcome to the Perimenopause Reset. I'm Miriam Fajay, functional nutritionist and a practitioner focused on the intersection of midlife metabolism, nervous system regulation, and digestive resiliency. If the inputs that produce results at age 35 are no longer creating a response at 45 and older, well, that's not a motivation problem. It's a systems problem. What most people, or should I say women specifically, what most women interpret as nothing is working is actually physiological reprioritization. Threat response begins outranking aesthetic goals. Regulation outranks calorie burn. Fuel distribution outranks deficit, and timing outranks effort. Now, this episode is not about mindset or self-belief. It's about the recalibration of biological priorities and why your system will not release what it cannot predict will be replenished. So let's reduce this into mechanism, not metaphor, okay? Midlife physiology reassigns resources. It shifts from performance-based output to protection-based management. Now, this isn't subtle. It changes how inputs are interpreted. Adaptation may show up as increased fat retention due to energy insurance, nighttime alertness due to sympathetic activation, reduced fasting tolerance due to cortisol compensation, slower thyroid signaling to preserve metabolic output, digestive reactivity when demand exceeds capacity, or even weight consistency despite clean eating due to safety reservation. None of these responses indicate defiance. They indicate biological efficiency under uncertainty. Now, once you understand that the body is responding to its interpretation, not your intention, the confusion dissolves. Now, the nervous system determines what is metabolically negotiable. If the body detects instability, even in low-grade patterns like overthinking, unpredictable sleep, inconsistent inputs, or overextension, it limits metabolic cooperation. Mechanisms include cortisol-driven fuel sourcing when glucose availability is uncertain, deprioritize thyroid output to reduce energy expenditure, increase central sensitization leading to sleep fragmentation, or reduced digestive motility to reallocate resources to vigilance. Now, this is not psychological insecurity, it's resource conservation. Safety signals are not affirmations, they are physiological cues. Fuel within 60 to 90 minutes of waking to reduce cortisol-first metabolism. Warm, digestible meals to support vagal tone and gastric motility. Predictable nighttime sensory reduction to reduce nocturnal sympathetic spikes. And repeated intake windows that reduce metabolic uncertainty. Now, when safety is established, strategy becomes metabolically viable. Underfueling in midlife is often a capacity mismatch, not a caloric one. Women in this demographic typically manage high cognitive load emotional labor distribution, environmental vigilance, professional responsibility, domestic management, and social coordination. Those collectively increase glucose demand, hepatic output, and cortisol involvement. When intake is inconsistent, the body interprets this as volatility and defaults to conservation. Now, the clinical reality is this: low daytime intake leads to hepatic glucose output. Hepatic glucose output leads to cortisol scaffolding. Cortisol scaffolding leads to preferential fat retention. And preferential fat retention leads to perceived weight resistance. This is not defiance, it is the body preserving adequacy. So when fuel matches load, the system no longer needs to store against disruption. Now, rhythm is not lifestyle preference, okay? It is a metabolic regulator. And when we talk about why rhythm matters, well, let me name a few reasons, okay? Insulin sensitivity, it varies by circadian timing. Also, cortisol is anticipatory, okay? It is not reactive. Digestive motility follows patterns, not intentions. Hormone conversion efficiency, it rises with predictability. And sleep cycles require sensory downshift, not exhaustion. Now, women often report, I'm doing everything right, nothing is changing. Well, that translates to, I'm applying inputs, but without coherence. Inputs only integrate if the system perceives them as stable, repeatable, and resourced. This is why force collapses. Force communicates urgency. Rhythm communicates availability. Now, I want you to understand that awareness changes understanding. Awareness changes understanding. It does not change physiology. Integration happens when inputs are intentional, when signals are consistent, when load matches fuel, and when safety precedes change. A dysregulated system cannot self-regulate through effort. Expecting it to is not discipline, it's a bandwidth miscalculation. This is the operational purpose of our Nourish and Flow Circle online community. It is a structured environment for women recalibrating metabolism through safety cues, load appropriate fueling, and repeatable rhythms. Not pressure, not resets, not overcorrection. If the mechanics resonate, that's the entry point. If it feels like pressure, it isn't time yet. Your body is not resisting you. It is executing based on the data it has. When the data changes, the response changes. Now, if this landed, I want you to share it with someone operating on outdated instructions. If you need support, the Nourish and Flow Circle exists as the applied version, okay, of this conversation. This is the Perimenopause Reset. I am Miriam. Listen, we are done with force and we are moving in mechanism. Take care.